Good morning from Sweden, and welcome to today's topic, which is about why it is so important that we let go of any judgment towards others, and why it is so important that we actually see through other people's behaviors. So the reason that I believe that it is so important that we let go of any judgment towards others is that if we want to see with our spiritual eyes, we need to strive to see the way that Spirit sees it. And Spirit never judge. We can never come away from the truth that we are all one. So in the same moment that we judge another, no matter what they have done, we have in that same moment judged ourselves to feel bad, because that is not who we are. Our truth is our core, our soul. And when we act less than who we are not then any longer in alignment with who we are. That is why it is so important that we always strive to act according to spiritual principles. Because when we do that, we will, maybe not perfectly, but we will seek more into the truth, and in the truth we will find peace. So when we strive to see a person that we don't understand, when we really strive to see them, we will succeed. But many times we are afraid of what they show us within ourselves, and they are disturbing our own self-image in some way and provoke other things within us, and then we project our own fears, our own insecurities onto them and judge them as wrong. So we in some way can justify ourselves in order not to get in touch with what we are having of kind of issues ourselves. So if you see upon a person with unforgiving eyes, no matter what they have done, it has never anything to do with them. People may think that and object that, no, how can you say that, because they are like murderers, rapists, all kinds of people out there. How can you say that that has anything to do with me? And it is very important now to understand the difference between that an act is bad and the person itself is evil or bad. You know, I never justify the action. You know, it is not about justifying any actions and just letting all the evil in the world run free and do as ever it wants. It's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, as I have written here as a subject, that it is the importance to see through the darkness, to see through the behavior of other people and see what is actually hiding behind this so-called evil act. Because if we really want to heal this world, we need to see the root cause of what is actually creating the evil from the first place. You know, I have worked in kindergarten some periods in my life, and I can say that I have never, of all the kids I have met in my life, I can never say that I've ever have met a child that I don't like, and a child that wasn't innocent, and a child that wasn't just pure love at its core. And I have never met an evil child, ever. I don't believe it even exists. And for me, it is important to think about that, okay, if we all have been children, innocent small children, as they are in kindergartens everywhere, that must mean that at our core, we were not born evil. And what we was born as is who we really are, right? So for me, it is all about seeing through the darkness, seeing through what is driving this person, and meet the person, not the action, but the person. It's two different things, where it is, okay? So if we try to fight evil with more despise, with more evil, with more punishment, with more judgment, then what you will create is just that this person will be even more in resistance, even more try to shield itself, even more try to justify who he or she is, right? You can think about it yourself. If someone meets you with resistance, what do? You take up your shield, right? And you try to protect yourself. That is just a survival mechanism that we have. But if someone really talks to you soft, if it talks to you gently, if it tries to meet you where you are in your despair, you soften yourself and you dare to open up to what's really driving you. And oftentimes it is about sadness, it is about we not feel that we are being heard, it is that we are not being seen, and then in this turmoils of feelings of not finding our place, we do bad things, right? And some people in this world have been in the darkness for so long that they are almost pushed out to do the craziest things, you know? But if we are supposed to meet them and to create a better world, my convincement is that we have to separate them from their actions. And I will say again, it doesn't mean that we justify the actions and shouldn't put a stop to it or whatever it is, of course. But victims are victims of victims. You know, that is very important to know. So if we want to end this victimhood, we need to see the core of who it really is that is behind this. And it starts with ourselves. It starts with that you identify your own dark, even if you don't, like, I have not done the most craziest things in the world either, but I still have darkness in me, you know, and I had to identify what in those situations where I, for example, feel like that I'm not fitting in, or that I'm not enough, or whatever it may be, and I don't like someone, I have to see through what is it in me that is triggered. What kind of darkness is it that drives me now to want to judge this person or whatever, you know? And in that, it is always about me. It's never about them. And I know that it is absolutely possible to see a person separated from his or her action and just see pure love, even though that the person's action doesn't demonstrate it. And that is how I believe that God sees us. That God sees us for who we truly is. God knows who we are, you know, and we are a part of that love. We are a part of God. We are all God's kids. And that means that we have the same ability within us. But we have ourselves become so lost in our own society that we have forgotten about who we truly are, which is unconditional love. So we create more of what we don't want and try to fight the evil with more judgment, with more opinions. And that is not what God does. So if we want to heal the world, we need to get back to the core. We need to get back to ourselves. We need to get back to love. And practice that. I believe that that is the only solution. I have never seen anyone be healed like truly because they were judged, or because people had a lot of opinions about them, or because that people was just identifying them with actions. I have never ever seen any good results about that. I have seen that for a time that there would be like that they didn't do certain things because they were locked up or whatever, but it wasn't healing them. The only thing that was healing them was a spiritual solution and deep inside work. So I don't know any examples of that judgment or darkness cured darkness or evil. Nothing. So yeah, that is important. And it is especially important, I believe, that we don't judge the children of the world, that we don't judge the teens of the world, because they still have a great chance to change and to become something better. But if we judge them in an early age, then as wrong or so forth, then it is absolutely harder for them to become something better. So yeah, that was what I was thinking about today. I love you. Thank you for listening to me. See you tomorrow. Bye.